Equality is not
You
the
know
problem.
what? I am
Human
getting
beings
so
are the
sick and
problem.
tired of hearing every day
Don't try to fix
this.
the world. If you and me are fixed, the world will be fine, isn't it? So raising human consciousness is the most vital thing to be done on the planet right
You
now.
know what? The human consciousness is not the most vital
For the
thing that
first
you need to
time
have.
in human history,
We need to stop
we have all the
McDonald's,
necessary resources,
Burger King,
capability,
Wendy's,
and
all
technology
these
to address
restaurants that make
every
so much.
human
Have you ever
problem on the
watched
planet.
Chef Gordon Ramsay's? Have you ever watched
Only
any of
thing
these
that's missing
kitchen channels
is
at all?
inclusive
Look,
consciousness in human beings.
I'm going to turn this off because it's
Most
really
important thing
annoying
that needs to happen right now
that we
urgently
talk about
is
stupid stuff like this.
raising of human consciousness. If this doesn't happen, everything is wasted upon us. This is something that everybody has to pay attention to. Raising
No,
of
we
human
don't.
consciousness, making human beings a more inclusive consciousness is extremely important, otherwise our very capability will become disastrous. It is no more a question of capability, it is only a question of willingness. If you and me are willing, we can make this happen. Let us make it happen.
You know, I understand what you're talking about. I understand where you're trying to go with all that. But honestly, I think that that's not the problem. The problem is that you've got a bunch of corporations running around trying to run everything and making it okay to waste. And I mean waste. You know, this is my recycling thing, okay? Forgive my dirty house, but whatever. This is my recycling thing, and it's made out of recycled plastic. Imagine that. Paper, plastic, cans and tins, and, you know, batteries. Oh, so now I'm not allowed to put my batteries in my recycling thing. You know, I just moved to this little town, and they tell me, oh, I used to have it right here on the fridge, but I moved it. They tell me you can recycle, but you have to do extra work. Extra? Well, don't you think that me putting my stuff, my cans and my bottles and my paper out of my garbage, which is like my leftover tuna and the steak that someone didn't eat or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm separating it from my garbage for you, for me, obviously, because everything's for me, right? Like every time I go to McDonald's and I eat a burger, I know that I am perpetrating the very thing that I'm asking to change. So every time you go to a fancy restaurant, or any restaurant for that matter, that doesn't actually throw their garbage, and when I say garbage, I'm not talking about the food that someone didn't eat. I'm talking about the food that they didn't make, they didn't prepare, or the food that they made and they didn't serve. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what the problem is, but nobody wants to actually stand out and say, hey, you're gonna, you know when you're wasting food. You know when you're wasting water. So stop wasting and stop blaming it on the individual person and saying, hey, it's your fault, it's your fault. You know what? We can only use so much water. We can only eat so much food. So you telling us that it's us doing the problem is a lie. It's you guys, and you're giving tax breaks, the government setting up tax breaks and all kinds of corporations that will say, oh, well, I'm going to give you it's so overwhelming because it's so simple and it's so stupid. Look, everybody wants to eat what they want to eat. But when you go out and you slaughter or you set up chicken coops that are so many, you're making so much food for so much waste, that you're not making the food for the people anymore. You're making the food for the profit. And that is what is causing the food shortage. I don't know. The problem is that we all know. We just don't want to do it. I don't know what to say about it. It's really disgusting. And you guys know exactly what your problems are. You just don't want to admit it. You don't want to acknowledge it and stop spending stupid amounts of money. And you don't want to stop going to your favorite little restaurant, even though you know that that bread that they brought to you is probably a whole list of other things that they just chuck out in the end. You know, oh, I didn't like the steak. Oh, it didn't turn out right. So take it back. What do they do with it? They scrape it and throw it in the garbage. That's $40 worth of food. Because you didn't like it? Okay, I get it. We all send back food that we don't like. Anyway, it doesn't cost $40 to make the steak, to buy the steak, to prepare the steak, to pay your employees. You know, I went into Boston Pizza the other day, and I couldn't believe it. My boss orders an iceberg salad. He orders a side salad, and they bring him a chunk of what is that called? Romaine lettuce. And you know how romaine lettuce is about this long, right? Then you chop it up into 4 quarters. And that's what they did. Or no, it was iceberg lettuce. So they had I'm sorry. It was iceberg lettuce. They took a chunk, a round head of lettuce, and they chopped it up into 4 pieces, and they gave him 1 piece, and they charged him $16 for that, and they put a little bit of ranch dressing on top. What? Are you kidding me? You just spent 16 of those dollars that you worked your ass off for, whether you sat in a desk. See, and that's another thing, is that corporations paid him so much money to do what? What? I asked if they could fix something, and nope. Well, you know it's going to benefit your customer, and he's probably going to really enjoy it, and he's old, and he needs some help. Nope. Well, you know it'll only take like 2 minutes if you give me a saw. Nope. Oh my God, you're fucking unbelievable. See, people don't want to be put out of their way. They don't want to have to do something that causes them any kind of injustice in their mind. Well, I shouldn't have to fix that. He should just be happy sitting there. Well, no. And so when you go through your bills and you realize, oh, I'm $16 shy of making my mortgage this month because I went out and had a quarter piece of iceberg lettuce for salad because I thought I'd be chic or chick or whatever the word is, you're not cool. That's not cool. That's wasteful, because that's kitchen in there now knows that they can buy pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of lettuce that costs them nothing, sprinkle on a little tiny bit of dressing, possibly in the future charge you more for it because of the dressing, and charge you $16 for a quarter head of lettuce. Come on. You're part of the problem. This is part of the problem. Me going out and getting $1.99, it used to be 99 cents for a little McDouble, okay? You had to add on an extra 50 cents or whatever for the bacon. And then they started raising it up. And now my husband and I went to McDonald's. Yes, I do the same thing. Because I can't stop it. I can't physically go and say to the corporation who runs McDonald's or Kraft or whatever and say, hey, stop charging so much for your stuff. Stop wasting so much stuff. I can't go to Gordon Ramsay's and say, hey, buddy, you know, when you make this food, don't scrap it out because somebody, turned it up a little bit or whatever. Whatever. Just fucking deal with it and eat it and cook it. Anyway, we went to the McDonald's, and it turns out that 2 McDoubles that were like $1 are now $7 for him and I to get 1 burger each. The patty is this thin. The bun is this thin. You get 2 of them, this thick, and you get 2 of them, okay, with this big of meat. Like, what the fudge, man? I don't understand. I do understand, and that's the problem, is that I do understand, and that's what gets me annoyed. Because then I watch these stupid videos where people get on and they make all these, soft-hearted pleas. Hey, world, can we just get together in our minds and focus on what's important? Like the trees and the water and the air. And you know what? It's not about that. We're going to have trees and we're going to have air and we're going to have water if you would stop allowing the governments to do what they do and just say, you know what, it's okay, carte blanche, do whatever the heck you want to do. As long as I get my McDonald's, as long as I get my Burger King, as long as I get my Red Lobster and my Olive Garden and my Jack in the Box and my... Wait! You want to go to the grocery store and buy your food too? You know what? I know we all want to have a business, and opening up a restaurant is a great business because people will eat. People are pigs. They're gluttonous, and their gods are their bellies. Oh. Anyway, I'm going into 11 minutes of a serious weird rant that I didn't even prepare for. I was just watching stupid videos on TV, giants on the earth. It's not stupid because they really did exist. Obviously, they have bones for them, and it's in the Bible, and whatever your views are on that. Anyway, so I was just watching this, and up pops these, hey, let's be mindful of everything. Well, that's not going to solve the fact that the world, as you started in the beginning of your video about let's all be conscious, is that there's going to be 9 billion people on the earth and that we can't handle it. You know what? We can so. Do you watch any of the videos about all the land that they can use? What about the desert land? You can use desert land, You can use water. You can use all kinds of things to have, like this, what's that called? Petra. Let people live there. Quit having it as a fucking amusement park. It's not an amusement park. It used to be a place where people lived. So if you're saying there's no room, then move people to the places that you block off to make money, okay? And to get more wealth because there's money underneath there. It was made by whatever, huge people or small people that were very resourceful, whatever, however pendulum you want to swing at. Either way, the point is that there was a treasury, and now they're building down. They're burying down. They're not burying. They're digging down into the bottom of that. Why? Because there's money down there. However you break down money as to be money, paper, gold, plastic, whatever, right? Okay, food, however you mark your money to be, there's money in them there hills. And people want it. And the government says, oh, no, we're going to mark this off as a national treasure thing, and it's a humanitarian site where we can search out our humanity, and we can go and see what's going on there and what they used to be like. Well, now you have sections where you can't go. Oh, for safety. Oh, well, you guys are pretty safe going down there, huh? What'd you bring up? Whatever. The government is always going to try and take it. And it doesn't matter whether you're in the Portuguese government, the Chinese government, the Turkish government, the Canadian government. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. Me, as a human being on this earth who does not have a head over me other than my husband, his head has got to be some kind of government, right? Because we are sitting in a house, obviously. And if I'm sitting in a house, then that means that I am under some type of a government on this land, because I don't own this. I don't own the house. I don't own the land. Even if I did, I would still have an authority over top of that. So eventually you get to the very top of the authority chain. And those people are the ones that have to consider, and that's the thing, is that they already have considered. They already know. So us going around going, oh, please, let's be friends, has nothing to do with us getting along and making the world a better place to live. If you're not going to cut down the big guy who says, it's okay for me to charge $40 for this piece of steak. I'm sorry, what? How, what? Okay, now you talk about, I don't know if anybody has ever seen it, but on YouTube there's videos of people having a sandwich that was made and it cost $180 fucking dollars. $180 for a sandwich? I don't care. What? Okay, you know what? That $180 that's going out of your pocket and you're making a video about it and now you're making $1 million because you've got 1 million hits on YouTube for it. Congratulations. Congratulations. You just stole $1 million. Yeah, you stole the $1 million. You know you stole it. And they think by sticking something in your hand that this is going to say that you have the right to get money. You know what? It's not a right for you to shove something into my hand, my body, my eye, whatever, and tell me that that's going to say that I can live on this earth and get fucking food? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? That doesn't even make any sense. I'll carry around stuff. I don't care about losing it. I don't care about somebody finding it. Because if I'm the only one who's carrying around this phone, then it's mine. I don't even know what to say. It's so very annoying, you know? But I'll say something at the end of this, that Jesus Christ died for my sins. And he died for yours too. And if you're part of the problem, which we all are, then you can be part of the solution too. In the aspect that you're going to accept your responsibility of what you've done in this huge fail. I'm going to show you something. All the stuff that they get you to buy for $20, $30, $40, $60, $80 a bottle to get rid of, weeds or whatever. We moved into this place here, and I know I'm starting to get weepy because it's very frustrating. So take a look at this. There were those Purslane or Pure Lane or whatever they're called. Stay down there in I don't know if I can show you it properly, but you see? Now look at that black spot right there just before the snow on my driveway. Do you know why that whole strip looks like that and then my grass is green over there? And then up where it's been close to the road, all that brown spot over there, see how it rounds off going toward the stairs of my house? I sprayed that with vinegar. With vinegar, just plain old vinegar, man. Cost me $2 for a bottle of vinegar. And it killed my weeds. It killed them so bad that they haven't grown back there. I sprayed it at the beginning of the summer when we moved in June. And it's killed it. And it only killed it to where I sprayed it. And that area where it's really dark is where I sprayed it a lot. So, and we tried spraying the weeds with other things, right? Because I have some stuff. And I have sprayed weeds before, and I'm telling you, it doesn't work. I sprayed it with vinegar, and that was it. And it works. It works perfectly. So, excuse me. We are part of the problem, and we're part of the solution. Part of the problem has been that the higher-ups, the ones that were in charge of the media and stuff that lets you know about certain products, stopped letting people know about the benefits of the things that worked before. And when other people made products like, I'm not going to show you, but chemical products, okay? Like, this is supposed to be orange smell, okay? I'm going to cover up the name brand because I don't want to get anybody in trouble or whatever. But look at that. And it smells terrible. It smells horrible. It doesn't smell like an orange at all. I've got oranges in my fridge and I can clean with my oranges. I can squish them down and make a whatever. And okay, I'm going to stop ranting. Remember, God loves you.